All right, what's up, everybody? Today we got Brett from Ad Genius. Brett, how you doing today, sir?
Great, Nate. How are you, man?
I'm doing excellent, man. So we just spent some time. Brett was helping me get my Google profile. What is it? Google Business Profile?
Google Business Profile. Yeah, used to be Google My Business.
Yep,
You
he
were
helped me get.
suspended.
I was suspended. He helped me get it reinstated. So yeah, today we're going to talk a little bit about Brett, his story, and kind of his process and his journey in the online space, and just go over that because Brett, I'm curious to know, like, man, first question I have is like, why did you get into online advertising? Like, what makes you want to help a local business get a new website or to get seen on Google or to optimize their search? Like, what makes you want to do that in the first place?
I appreciate that. You asked me several questions, so I'm going to go back to like how did I get my start, right? I've owned other businesses. One of them, I was doing business consulting for financial advisors and a couple of other, friends during the pandemic. I was writing their business plan and their marketing plan and then sending them off to marketing agencies and just always really disillusioned by, what marketing agencies would sell them that they didn't need, that didn't fit the plan. Because, we say sometimes if all you have is a hammer, you treat every problem as a nail.
Mm.
And that's what was happening. They were getting sold things that really didn't move the needle for them, but they look good, right? And then why do we do websites and those types of things? We do websites because we think that a website should be more than a billboard for vanity for the owner. It should convert, right? It should be a 24/7 salesperson. And your website never sleeps and people find you that you didn't know to put your message in front of. They find you online. So you need to make that journey really clear for them. Most businesses, most websites have too many calls to action, so it's a confusing customer journey, and a confused mind never buys. So we straighten out
Mm.
that story, make the offer very clear. We build really high converting websites, and then we drive traffic with search engine optimization and paid digital ads through Google and Facebook. So
Well,
as
I've
far as
seen
what
some of
as
your
far
websites.
yeah,
Very
thanks, man.
phenomenal work. Very
Thank
phenomenal.
you.
I
Yeah,
mean,
we're
compared to
proud.
some of the stuff that I've seen and some of the stuff that I've even done for myself, and we don't sell websites to clients for that exact reason. Is it's hard to find quality work, and I think every
Yeah.
business owner knows, like, everybody needs marketing, but it's really hard to find somebody that can do it well.
Yeah.
So, I mean, what kind of like impact have you seen on the businesses that you work with? Some of the maybe some of the numbers that you guys have done, but not only that, just the impact that you've been able to have on their business and more importantly on their life.
Yeah. So great question. And I mean, I can go down that rabbit hole with you. But I was in a networking meeting with Phoenix Chamber of Commerce today. And the former president of Phoenix Chamber of Commerce, we did their website. And she stood up and just gave me a shout out in front of all these business owners and said, they've had their business since 1996, and when we looked on the back end, they were getting no traffic, right?
Mm.
Their message was unclear. Honestly, it was hard for them to articulate what they do because they're very niche and nuanced. So we plugged in some things to drive traffic. We did some keyword research, not just short tail, but long tail keyword research to figure out, what they wanted to rank for and what people were searching for and the questions people were asking. We wanted to optimize their website for that. So we redid their brand, we did their web copy, optimized all that. And, they're a couple months in now with doing SEO and month over month, like the first month we were getting baseline data. But from first month to this month, they had a 361% increase in traffic to their website, which was good. And they said their phone's ringing. So anyway, it was just pretty cool, like in such a short period of time.
361.
Yeah, so almost four times, the visitors, and that's before everything really goes into effect. Like this is just establishing some things. But
Without
we're
paid ads.
tracking. Correct. Yeah. So, I mean, paid ads are always going to accelerate things, but sometimes we don't use paid ads and go to a website because people get there and they don't know what to do. Or they
Right.
get to your website and it's so cool they don't know what to do with it, right? They get lost and then their mind wanders, they get an alert and they're off. So if we're doing paid ads, we'll use a form or we'll use a landing page because we want people to do one of two things: take action or leave, because we don't want to pay for your traffic if you're not going to engage with us. We want to make it very simple for you to do, just to take the next step.
Mm.
So anyway, Yeah, all
Wow.
I mean, you're asking me several different things, and I love mixing it up like this, but yeah, it's fun. I think, one of the things that we do really well is we understand marketing, we
Mm.
understand buyer psychology, we understand business owner needs and their goals. So people will come to us and say, "Hey, I need XYZ solution," because they saw their competitor was doing that and they want to do it. Um, we often tell people, don't do the same thing as your competitors, because we're trying to get you out of the sea of sameness, right? We don't want you to look just like every other ship that's docked in the harbor. We want you to, look different and stand out in the crowd. So
Ooh.
doesn't mean we're not going to use that strategy, but you know, the thing that sets us up well, the way that we're able to help people is just really knowing, like, that's probably not the best solution for you based on your budget. And I feel like it's our responsibility to be a strategic partner to tell you that. So I was a financial advisor and a pastor, so it's a weird mix. But as a financial advisor, people would say, "Hey, I want to retire one day." We would ask them, like, "Where are you now? Where do you want to be?" And then we'd reverse engineer the process to get them there. So we do the same thing in marketing rather than just throwing it on the wall and seeing what sticks. So yeah.
Ooh. Well, man, that's incredible. And speaking about goals too, like what kind of goals do
Yeah.
you have for Ad Genius? And where are you guys looking to take this journey?
Yeah, it's fun because we have spent some time in several niches. Like we spent about a year and a half focused on financial advisory services because I understand that. I'm not afraid of compliance. The problem was that compliance, generally when there's a corporate heading or a broker dealer, even if you did everything right, the compliance guy would still say no, right? And that's frustrating for advisors. So I mean, we have some strategies or workarounds, but it was tough to develop a relationship with somebody who entrusted us, and then their company said they couldn't do what they'd
Mm,
asked us to do, right?
mm,
Even when we followed the rules.
mm,
So we also spent some time in solar, and done really well for solar clients. We love high ticket home services, and lead generation for that. And I know there's a lot of lead generators out there, but some of those people are just they're selling vendor lists. We're not a lead provider, in that we don't have an inventory to sell to people. We market legitimate businesses and we help good people win. We I want to say something about that, but I'm gonna wait. So we will market like on a brand to invite people into a relationship with reputable businesses. So we don't do generic lead capture or those things to really help people, excel. Um, but I will say, you help people in financial planning or in a home remodel or solar, some of these niches that we focused on and have, had very good results. And people will say, "Well, can you help my insurance agent friend? What about my real estate agent friend? What about this roofing company that I know? Can you help this auto transport company or this med spa?" Right. So um, rather than focusing on a niche, we just focus on really being a strategic partner to not try to be a volume play, but really work well with people to help them, help market. We say mid-market businesses, most of the businesses we work with, if they're doing, 1.5, $2 million kind of on the low end is where we like to be, up to maybe 10 million. That's sort of the sweet spot. But we recognize not everybody's got that budget. So if somebody comes in with their lower budget, they're more of a startup, we help lay the foundation to build the asset. And then, if we have these mid-market businesses that have been around for a while, they have a website, but they're not driving traffic or it's not converting. We engineer that, we clarify their offer, we drive traffic, make sure that, we get their systems dialed in for conversion. Um, and then we have great software solutions too that automate lead response, right? When a lead comes in, so there's no lead left behind, and pulls leads from multiple different sources from, social, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Google business profile, chat, um, all these sources. It all pulls into one platform with automated responses, or the owner can elect to, have somebody real time respond. But the biggest thing is we don't want to drive traffic to something where there's not going to be a response, where it's going to an email address that nobody's monitoring. So yeah, it's
like
fun.
so many businesses,
Yeah.
somebody submits a lead on your website and you never hear from anybody. And those are your warmest leads too.
Yeah.
So you guys handle that. You're kind of like a one-stop shop. I mean, and I love what you said about helping good people win, right?
Yeah.
Helping good
Yeah. We don't
people
work
win.
with bad people.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
I think, clients who were in agreement with us, most of those people have been with us for years, and we're planning on multi-year relationships. That's the way we structure things because we show up every day and we do what we say we're going to do. But in two instances, we've had to fire clients who, we found out they were lying to the market and wanted us to participate in that. And that's just not our ethic. We want to help good people win. And I don't want to say we want to help bad people lose, but we certainly don't want our name associated with people who are going to treat people dishonestly. So,
100%, man.
um, yeah.
100%.
As for where we're going, I mean, it's fun because we keep attracting really good talent, right? When people bring a skill set, um, we've opened up several directions that I didn't think we would head in, because of the skill set of the people on our team. So that's fun.
Well, like we were just talking about
Big
too.
picture. I'll go ahead.
Oh, excuse me. But
Yeah,
I was just gonna say on that tangent, it's just a light bulb. We were just talking about the Ad Genius Google Booster program that you guys are doing.
yeah,
I mean, getting
yep,
the reviews up there, getting people to launch more reviews.
yeah,
I've seen a lot of success with the same strategy. Took a martial arts gym from 16 reviews to about 66 reviews in
yeah,
just about a week's time. So like that kind of stuff, man, like it's so helpful for local businesses. I know you're the guy on Google Business Profiles, and that's super great. So, I mean, all in
yeah,
all, though, I'm curious. Like everybody, a lot of people see the gurus online, the 17-year-olds in their mom's basement that say they make 100K a month, and all these
yeah.
kind of people. And what would you have to say to somebody that about the challenges that you've faced as an online business owner and with Ad Genius, like getting it up to the point where it is today? I know we've had some conversations about the challenges that both you and I have shared. What
Yeah.
would you have to say is like the biggest thing that was a challenge for you to overcome?
Um, I think we tried to solve a lot of this is a multifaceted answer. It's like turning a diamond. It depends on the side we're looking through at the time. Um, I think we tried to do too much too quick.
Mm,
And we tried to make people happy by giving them what they asked for. And I said it a little bit earlier, but I've learned to push back a little bit and say, well, that's what you're asking for, but what is the reason for that? Because based on what we know, I feel like it would be malpractice for me to implement a solution that I was asked for just because somebody asked me to sell it to them. In a lot of cases, we take them to a completely different pivot, right? That they didn't expect. So, I think the confidence to challenge some of those preconceived ideas, in the earlier stages, I think that to answer your question directly, I think that was a challenge. Um, because we didn't want to say no. And sometimes we do say no, but we also now have some phenomenal tools that are, capitalizing on what a business has to generate leads, using you mentioned Google Business Profile or their website, using the assets they already have in place. If somebody doesn't have a website, but they're looking for leads, they probably don't need to start with the website. They probably need to run some paid ads. And we have a strategy for that too, where we'll just run it to a landing page. We build that out very quickly. And then they can test their offer and test the market and find out what converts. And then once they're generating revenue, then they can reinvest and build out around what offer they've proven out. Um, so as far as other challenges, I think I don't know. I've caught a lot of breaks. That. Like I've been around great people. I have already had a trusting reputation, so I think that helped me a lot. And I feel very blessed for where we are. It's gone faster than I thought it would go, but we keep moving the goalposts, right?
absolutely, man. Well, that's awesome. And yeah, man, I know it's like, people think they want one thing, and a lot of companies exist to just sell them what they think they need. But it takes a real consultant, a real expert, a real professional to say, "Hold on, this is what, you know, this is what looks good. This is what the gurus are telling you need. But actually, if we don't have this right, none of this is ever going to work. Right.
Right.
And I think that you guys do a really good job with that. So yeah, man. And where can people find you online? Where can they reach out to you and everything like that?
Sure. Adgenius.com is a direct line to our calendar. We'll do a 20-minute consult, just, down and dirty to kind of figure out what it is people are wanting to do. And we gather some information there. And then, if it seems like there's good synergy and they're, a good fit, then we'll help them take their next step from there. So yeah, adgenius.com, adgenius.com.
Awesome, man. And we're on today. It's Shift Social. This is the Process Podcast here. We're on with Brett from this is the Ad Genius right here. So hit him up, guys. If you're if no matter what business you're in, he's got a solution for you as long as there's the synergy, as long as there's a good fit, and you'll find that this guy pours into every single person he works with. So definitely, Brett, appreciate having you today, bro, and appreciate having you on here and look forward to seeing you in person next time we link up, man.
Yeah, Nate. Hey, thanks for the invite. This is fun.
You're welcome, man. Anytime. We'll see you.